G'day! Today we're going to show you how to install Earthwool Underfloor insulation under the floor of your house.
Did you know that even with good insulation in the ceiling and walls, many houses lose energy through the floor?
This is very common in homes with suspended timber floors like this that are open underneath, allowing the cold air to come up into the house. Oh, geez, it's cold in here, isn't it?
Yes, and all this cold air is going straight through the floorboards.
Seeping through the cracks and making it very drafty in the winter.
And really cold on your feet too, if you don't mind me saying.
It's got to be costing the homeowners a lot of money.
Quite a bit of money. I calculate somewhere in the vicinity of 20% of energy costs are being wasted.
And that's not good. So we recommend installing Earthwool Underfloor insulation from Knauf.
Knauf. That's right. Knauf have designed this highly energy efficient, extra rigid, specialised underfloor product to keep our homes snug in winter and cooler in summer.
And because it's Earthwool, there's no formaldehyde, no odour, it won't catch on fire, won't sustain vermin, won't encourage the growth of fungi, mould or bacteria. It's great for sound absorbing, and wait for it, it's non-hygroscopic. Oh yeah, as everyone knows, that means it won't absorb atmospheric moisture.
Not bad, eh?
And as we'll show you, it's easy to handle and easy to install. So no wonder Earthwool is the top choice for both professional installers and DIYers alike. All right then, so what do you got there?
Well, the first step is to measure up the area and work out the total square metres you need to cover. Make yourself a diagram. Here's one I prepared earlier. And take note of electrical and plumbing services. It's easier to break it down into blocks. Total the square metres of each block and then add them all up, and that's your total square metres to cover.
And you'll need to know your joist width and joist height. Depending on the age of your home, there's a lot of different joist spacing out there. The most common spacing is 430 or 580 mil. In this case, it's 415. So in a nutshell, what we're going to do is buy Earthwool bats that are slightly bigger than the joist size, friction fit them in, and then strap them up nice and secure. And you're done! Ta-da! Not bad, eh?
I don't know.
Huh?
A bit quick, don't you think? We're supposed to be showing people how to do it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, let's back up a minute and just have a talk about safety. There's lots of applications for underfloor insulation with different setups and ease of access.
You may have a house suspended on piers like this one with a wooden subfloor. There's a reasonable crawl space and it's nice and dry.
Others may be on a steep slope and will require a safe work platform to get to the highest points. Or it may be in a garage area where you've got a room above.
So consider the environment you're working in and how you can safely access it.
If you're working in an underfloor like this, it could be dusty, you'll be in the dirt, and there may be a few creepy crawlies around, so dress sensibly.
Like this.
Oh yeah, these sexy overalls aren't a bad idea. Wear gloves, use eye protection, a portable light, and a dust mask if required.
Additional safety warning, look out for these ant caps. They're extremely sharp and pointing down at you. Of course, everyone knows that's because white ants don't like to travel upside down. Back in 1972, this simple invention was developed by Sir Ashley Watson when he was experimenting with goats.
Whoa. That's great. Earthwool Underfloor insulation is available in widths of 480 and 610 mil in either a high-density R2.1 or a premium super high-density R2.5 for colder inland or mountainous areas. And like all Earthwool products, they come in this fantastic high-compression packaging which expand when you open them.
Indeed, far more efficient to transport.
Yeah, and less car trips. To calculate the number of packs you'll need, simply divide the total underfloor area by the coverage stated on the pack. And then lay out the packs evenly around the work area. In terms of tools, you're going to need a tape measure, a retractable knife, a heavy-duty stapler, and a couple of rolls of this plastic strapping tape. As a rule, you'll need 2 meters of tape for every 1 square meter of insulation. Now, we've got a few electrical cables under the floor here, so best to shut off the power at the breakers. Okay then, let's get installing. Oh, and by the way, if you need any more information, you'll find all the instructions printed right there on the pack.
Now it's best to start at the furthest point away from the entrance and work your way back.
Now remember, our joist width is 415 mil, so you'll need at least 40 mil more in width. So we'll be using the Earthwool 480 mil bats. Slice the pack open down the side like this and the product will spring out. Grab a bat and slide one side hard up against the side of the joist and snug up against the floorboards. Then fold the other side into the corner, working your way along the other joist. This will friction fit the bat into the joist space. Earthwool Underfloor insulation is very rigid compared to ceiling bats, so get it in nice and tight as you don't want any air movement up the joists or directly under the floorboards.
Yes, this will minimise the effects of thermal bridging.
In a lot of older houses, the joist spacing can be a bit random, so you'll need to trim the side of the bat to fit. But as you can see, these are easy to cut. And if you have any areas where the joists overlap, you'll need to notch this out too.
When installing insulation around plumbing pipes and junction boxes, cut the insulation to ensure a tight fit around it. Care should be taken not to cover wiring or block any ventilation openings.
Now, if you haven't worked with Earthwool in the past, you're gonna love it. This stuff is amazing. It's not toxic and virtually itch-free. Using revolutionary ECOS technology from Germany, Earthwool is made by Knauf Insulation and does not contain the formaldehyde or artificial colours found in traditional glasswool insulation. Now, although we've got Earthwool Underfloor insulation sitting tightly between the joists, it's good practice to ensure that we strap it in tight, because you never know what's going on above. Using this plastic strapping tape, we'll go around each joist and push the tape up hard against the insulation. You can either use one piece going across several joists or crisscross a single segment like this. Either way, it's fine, but make sure you push the tape and the insulation up hard against the floor. And 3 straps per bat.
And you want to be extremely careful to avoid any power cables or phone lines. So only staple where you can see the wood you're stapling to.
Well, it's looking great, and we've got a nice snug fit throughout.
For any areas like a garage where you want to achieve a better appearance, then you could simply install some light grade plywood up against the joist, but that's up to you.
Well, thanks to Earthwool, we've now got a house that's snug and cosy all year long.
And no more frozen feet in winter on those cold, hard floorboards.
Indeed.
And of course, you'll be saving energy.
And money. If you need any more information, visit knaufinsulation.com.au.
Knauf. Earthwool Underfloor insulation, available only at Bunnings.